Hey friends on Patreon, Erynn and Carl here with yet another tune. We just got back from Hawaii. I think you can tell by looking at Mr. Jones here.
I have to water my shirt daily.
And it's good to be back at Hillsville. Here's a little Sally Ann Johnson from Arthur Smith. A lot of people have done this tune, but this is a simple version of it. And it's fun because he basically improvises on one note a lot in the B part. You can play it differently every time. And so that's what we're going to do in the spirit of Arthur Smith. We're going to play this nice, simple Sally Johnson and experiment with your B part. So I've written down a few of the variations he does, but you don't have to stick to them at all. You can just, there's this repeating phrase that comes in and you can just experiment before. I'll explain more later. It goes a little bit like this. There we go. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
So I'll just take a quick moment and I'll show you this tune. And he's really just taking a very simple melody and then experimenting with it a lot. Okay, the A part's a little more complicated, but not too bad. We slide in on a G chord, first finger on the A string, low second on the E. Okay, and I slide both those fingers up at once. And then the bowing pattern will mostly be shuffle bow. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Sometimes the long is a slur. Let me play it slowly. So that's the first phrase we have going. That's about half of the A part. Make it a little slower. Hum it. Sorry. Let me do that again. Sometimes you go too slow, you just can't keep the melody in your head. So there's a lesson there. We have to go fast enough that we can keep the melody in our heads. Okay, so first phrase, we slide up on that wonderful G chord. You're coming in a beat before the downbeat. So it's 1, 2, 3. Slide into 1. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Short, short. 1, 2, 3. Next phrase. It's going to start with that fourth finger to the low second. That's a real stretch for me. I have small hands. And it's just staying on the E string, so it's not too hard to pick up by ear because you're mostly finding notes right there on the E string. And there's only so many to choose from. Here's the rest of it. And you hear this arpeggio section here. And it starts to climb back up. Let's see, we have, I'm going to leave off the chord for a second. 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2. Let's just stop there. So that last phrase, it's actually going to go down to the E, but you might for now just want to end on a G note just so we can make this into a nice sounding phrase. Okay, but it's going to wind back to the beginning, so it's going to sound like this when we're done. So that transition starts on the E note, the first finger on the D string, 3, 1 on the A string, and then up to that G. And it does this again. This time it'll have a different ending. So it'll go 2 to 4, 2 to 3, and then start coming down the scale. So let's put that all together. Here's your A part. Sally Ann Johnson from Arthur Smith. Shuffle bow. 2 slurs to back to back. Let me do it again. Okay, your B part is actually easier if you don't worry about the notes. Basically, you have this. This one phrase. Let's just learn that one way of playing it that Arthur does. So slide to the first finger, third. Okay, and he almost always slides. So if it's the first finger, just go ahead and slide. Slide. Now when we get to the last note, here's the phrase that always seems to end each phrase in the B part. So it's 1, 2 beats on that first finger. And then it jumps up to the high G note. I do a slur there. Short, long. Again, that important phrase is you really want to get this phrase. So basically you have 2.5 bars to improvise on that B note any which way you want that starts the tune off, and this G note. It's very simple. You got 2 notes maybe, mostly the 1 note. And then you want to get to that ending phrase. So here's what he does the first time. play with that. I like that part too. I like adding that little. And you can hang there. You can play around with that phrase too. And that's where the improvising on this tune gets fun. So I want you to listen to how Arthur Smith plays it. Go to slippery-hill.com and listen to Arthur Smith playing it countless ways. Sometimes he crashes and burns in his variations a little bit. He gets a little out of time sometime, but he's still great. And you just want to keep the tune singing in your head. So if you do that B part, second bar, you just make the ending come in the same spot. And so on. And then you're going to come back to. And it usually goes straight into the B part. So kind of a short A part. And usually 4 phrases he uses here. It's hard to play fiddle and talk. I think I'm getting crazy like Arthur Smith there. Maybe dropping a beat or something. But you want to try and keep that 2.5 bars going. It's easier with a guitar player. He also has a variation. So you can throw that in. The length of that variation is half a B part. So you could do some high variations and then throw in that low part if you want. So just a fun version of Sally Johnson today. Hope you enjoyed that. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.